Welcome in to the DNVR Avalanche podcast. I don't know what noise that is.
What's happening?
I don't know.
Who's talking?
Stuff's going on.
Who's talking?
If Val is playing well, is it? But
What'd you
like,
say?
Chugga chugga.
Oh,
you guys said it an even number of times. It had 2 G's. We're good.
Shut up, Rudo. I can't stand you.
If Val's playing well, is the train on the tracks or is it off the rails?
this is a philosophical question. It is on the tracks.
Okay.
What if they were never on the rails to begin with?
Are we off-roading this train?
Yeah. Like, what the hell's happening with this train?
Might be an adventure. Avs win over the Vegas Golden Knights 3-0. An easy one, if such a thing exists.
It was pretty easy, man.
They played fantastically.
At what point during this game were you nervous?
0.
Nope.
Pretty easy.
Sometimes. Maybe we've earned a couple of those. Look, let's start with a 60-second rundown, I guess. Never prepared.
I'm sorry. I got too much praise this morning. Went to my head. All right,
First period, maybe the most even period of the game. Colorado still was playing well, but a little bit of back and forth. The Avs were able to stay in it, though, stay focused. Georgiev makes some good saves for them, and they ultimately get the first goal of the game on that Rantanen-Nichushkin connection. Second and third periods, the Avs really dominated the puck. They really did not give Vegas a ton of stuff. Did a great job up and down the lineup, really just outworking Vegas in a lot of ways. I know Vegas was an injured team, but the Avs took care of business. Again, Rantanen to Nichushkin, the combo for the second goal. And then you get the extra insurance goal. Logan O'Connor from the I didn't know anyone else but Mac could score with that wrister from out high, but LOC found a way to get it to go. You get to 3-0. Georgiev's able to close out the shootout, and everybody in Avs land should be happy after this one.
Can't be.
Okay, well, you're allowed to hate everything, but you're wrong.
Can't be happy if Ryan Johansson's still an Av.
I don't even want to acknowledge it, bro. They
guys.
just beat one of the best teams in the West 3-0. We can solve our problems tomorrow, all right? Have a good game.
Classic avoidant behavior.
Am I a fucking therapist now?
He's everything.
Oh, Lord.
You go
I'll
to
stop, I'm
therapy
sorry.
like 2 times and you start just like throwing fucking terms at people.
It's true.
Anyway, where do you guys want to start? The front or the back?
The front sounds. The front sounds fine.
All right.
Oh, where's where you start?
Hey, look, some people like starting on the caboose. I don't know, you know.
I'm telling you, Gen Z is out of
It's
control.
11 o'clock.
The show started at DNVR after dark.
Yeah. Look, it's after 11, all right? You knew what you were in for.
Yeah.
Let's start with Val. His 5th multi-goal game of the season. He continues a torrid pace. A guy that, let's be real, the contract he signed, expectations are high from a guy like that. He needs to produce for Colorado. But we were talking off air during the game, and a conversation struck me. And I'm not making claims that the Avs should go out and get this 2C or that 2C, but does the existence of Val and his ability to drive play, his ability to produce consistently, does it give you a little bit more flexibility if you're Colorado and what you're potentially looking for?
It's not just Val. Obviously, Val's
Sure.
going to be the focus tonight because he's so good, but also Arturi Lehkonen. And because you have those guys and the archetype of player that they are, yeah, you don't need you don't need, if you're talking about finding a center, you don't need an ace defensive guy that's going to do all this heavy lifting. He's going to have to, be the matchup monster and all that. You really just need a guy that's a conduit, that they can play through offensively and who does a good job defensively and wins you faceoffs.
Yep.
Like, that's really what it does open up your options for, you can go and get a guy that might be a little better offensively than defensively instead of being like, I don't even think that they would be open to dealing him at the moment, but, a Yanni Gord type where you're like, this guy's a lockdown dude. But you could go and get a guy that maybe is going to drive play a little bit more, and that's because the two-way play from a guy like Nichushkin and Lehkonen is so good. It's so excellent, especially right now. I mean, this is the best that Nichushkin's ever played in his career.
Yep. Outside
of maybe that cup run where he was holy shit good. But as a regular season player, this is easily the best. He's on pace for more than 40 goals this season. And, we said during the game, he's having the Chris Kreider year. He just stands in front of the net and he just buries pucks standing a foot away.
Yep.
Sometimes they bounce to him. Sometimes guys make great plays. Sometimes they just bounce off of stuff and go in. He's having that kind of charm season, but the two-way play remains steadfast. And we see the skating is back to the way that it previously was not there last year. And that level, that dominance, it's just, what do you say about it? You have a left wing that is driving a line right now. It's just pretty rare when you're talking about a top 6 player. And Val finishes the 2 goals tonight, so he's like the big story here. But it's really your top line that did this tonight. But in terms of solving your problems, Val and Lehkonen give you such great flexibility in terms of the kind of guy that you don't need a game breaker.
Yeah.
You've got such quality wings going down your lineup right now. And you're going to add Nikolai Kovalenko at some point. If you get very, very lucky, Gabe Landeskog is also going to be a part of that. You don't really have a wing problem here.
Yep.
And you always have, like you always say, that decor that produces, right? I mean, I'm just saying, it fits in with what you're saying, right? So,
yes.
But the one thing with Val, if I can add that, is if you look at every shift he plays, you probably can take a notepad and go, was he the hardest working guy on that shift? And the answer is probably like yes every time. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You notice him, he's hunting, he's going after pucks, he's backtracking, he's doing the dirty work in front. It's pretty to watch right now. Pretty to watch.
And it's only going to go up when Arturi Lehkonen is back in the lineup and they're on a line together. Yep. You talk about 2 guys that are hunting pucks, and I've struggled with their chemistry on a line together over the last couple of years. But this version of Val, give me a break, man. You got to at least try that.
Yeah. It's just been that good for Val.
Yeah.
And, how sustainable is him having, wild.
Uncomfortable.
He's not going to have every night an open net to bang a puck into. He's not going to get rewarded for that every single time, but he's doing the right things and getting rewarded for it right now. And then the other side of this, is Mikko Rantanen the best passer in the NHL?
I mean,
when he wants to be?
If he's not, I mean, it's him, it's Kucherov, and it's Panarin. Those are the guys that you start making that list with.
Yep.
That has a pretty good list to be on.
Yeah, but I mean, we think of him more like a shooter, right? But as a passer, I like to say like Draisaitl. Like, we think they're shooters, but they're unbelievable. They're elite passers, elite passers.
And leave McDavid off that list.
I mean,
that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, what I'm saying is, he can make plays. Yeah, we get frustrated. I'm like, what was that? You know what I mean? We're like, oh my God, that was terrible. But he comes up with those freaking brilliant, unreal world-class player plays. You know what I mean? So it's like tonight, those 2 plays are sick. Those 2, I mean, Val is like, he's laughing because he's like, that was sick, buddy. Thank you. You know what I mean? So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean, you ask Val, he knows. Both of those plays are unbelievable passes out by Mikko Rantanen.
All right, look, the first one, I've seen that before from Mikko. Not saying it's not a ridiculous pass, but I've seen that before. The second one,
Oh my God, dude.
on his backhand, between his own legs, all right, sure, maybe that exists. But then he puts sauce on it?
Yeah, the no-look backhanded sauce that he just throws over the guy's stick and just right to Val. I mean, that's like, okay. Like, what the hell, dude?
What do you even say?
You see a guy that, like, pucks will slip away from him while he's trying to carry. He's cutting to the middle. He's not beating a goaltender. You know, he's struggling to score goals the way that we're accustomed to seeing him score goals in the past, where he just snipes them past goaltenders. He's scoring a lot more of the dirty goals, kind of the lucky chance stuff this season has been a lot more of his thing. And so it feels like there's struggles in his game, and then he does shit like that, and you're just like, okay. Like, whatever. That's unbelievable.
I genuinely,
unbelievable.
Like, you can't train that. You can't teach that. No. It's just something that he can do.
That's natural ability, and Chick-fil-A sauce on that one, like you said, backhand. That's pretty sick. They're elite plays. I mean, not many people can do those things in the world. And I'll say it again. Like, we're lucky to get this every night. You know what I mean? Like, it pretty is amazing, because you got Mac that does special things, right, every night. And then you got Kale that does absurd things every night. And you're like, wow. And then you got Mikko that, in his own ways, is a unique player. You know what I mean? Yeah. And it's those three right there. It's pretty fun to go to Ball Arena or watch it on TV or whatever it is that you do. But it's pretty special the way they do things on the ice. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the stuff that Mikko does is just stuff that the other two can't. The creativity and the confidence that he has to do things. You know, the other two guys are so, their skating is such a huge part of it. Yeah. And with Mikko, it's not really his skating so much as just what he can do with the puck in his hands and his brain, the way that his vision, the way that he sees the game. He does so much dumb shit that is incredibly frustrating all the time. But my goodness, he is capable of unreal things.
Yep.
And you see what makes Mikko Rantanen special is that Mikko Rantanen is not the only star player that goes through stretches where he's not fully engaged. Anybody notice Jack Eichel tonight?
I mean, he made that one sick play that he didn't finish.
Yeah. And that was it. Yeah. And you're done. Jack Eichel disappears. Mark Stone's best plays, sells out to draw that penalty like he just got stabbed.
Big flop, fair.
And then gets stoned on the front door. No, I guess stoned. Georgiev makes a great save on the power play. Yep. Like, that's it though. And that's like it for those guys tonight. And there's no but after that. Mikko Rantanen is just as frustrating as those cats, but the two best plays that he make are arguably the difference in the game.
Yeah.
Val has to score them, but give me a break. Those are Mikko Rantanen plays.
No argument about it. It leads directly to 2 goals.
Yeah. Directly to 2 tap in, like, just you're standing alone in front of the net, just put it in the net, brother.
And by the way, he hit multiple posts tonight. Could have scored 2 himself.
Right. Like just a really, I think the best, he's a unique player. There's not really, the only other guy that has ever really reminded me of him is Kucherov. Between the way that they both get really frustrated and the way that they're just insanely talented and can do anything.
Yep.
I guess Malkin too. All three of those guys.
Malkin's a good compare, yeah.
All 3 of those guys really just kind of have the same components of when their game goes up to a certain level, there's nothing the other team full of NHL players can do about it. The top 0.5%, the top 5% of the world's players just can't stop those guys when they get to that level. And that Mikko Rantanen is the 3rd best Av.
Tiff just shocked herself
Yeah.
so badly.
Yeah.
Yeah, she like static shocked when she went to grab the door.
Yeah. This building is notorious for.
It's so bad. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a lot of shocks that happen.
Ghosts.
The same way Mikko shocked some people tonight. But, you know.
Where's Val? Where's Val though when he scores?
Pizza Hut.
Pizza Hut.
Oh, it's the Sugar Shack now. I forgot.
Sugar
That's
Shack.
right.
Sorry, yeah. He's at the Sugar Shack.
Why?
That's where you go to get sugar.
Yeah. And goals are sweet.
Goals are sweet, buddy.
I guess I have no rebuttal to any of
Oh,
this.
that's all right. You want to be a Quebecer. I get it.
Thank you, Tiff.
Yeah, I bet.
This show
Yeah,
is.
it sounded like you just straight up got electrocuted.
It's a good
It
thing
honestly
Val
kinda felt
is
that
on
way.
the rails because this show is already so far off the rails as it is. Favorite midnight snack?
Boy, it's gotta be pizza.
Pizza. Good choice. Cold pizza at midnight.
Sure.
That's the good stuff.
Teddy Grahams in bed.
In bed? Are you
Yeah.
a psycho?
Crumbs.
Totally
everywhere.
kidding. No, not in bed. Teddy Grahams, though, are great.
Teddy, I'm here. I even like chocolate Teddy Grahams. It's weird.
I will say, I say Teddy Grahams. I don't know the last time I had them.
Fair enough.
But every time that I get, I can't just eat like 2 of them. I eat all of them.
Yeah, it's hard not to eat the whole box.
Yeah.
That's fair.
I just turn into like a little.
Somebody say how many
Teddy
drinks
Graham
does Rudo
wood
need?
chipper.
I'm giving him more right now.
Well, whatever your midnight snack might be, you can pick it up over at Circle K. Go get yours today and make sure you get in on Circle K's Inner Circle. It's a free membership. Super easy. You can just download the app. You can use a QR code to get in with it. And you get a bunch of rewards, including but not limited to 25 cents off your first 5 fill-ups. And tons of other cool stuff too. Free gear, free items, free beverages, free pizza even, potentially. So
Love it.
he's got his midnight snack all planned out already with the Inner Circle from Circle K. Jump in with them. Go to circlek.com/inner circle for more information today.
What? I like cheese on Doritos.
Aren't Doritos already cheesy? Do you like more cheese on
Yeah,
Doritos?
like are you shredded or like sliced? You're just dicing it up. Like I don't even want to know.
Maybe like
I don't want to know.
you ever like
follow-up,
just
dude.
get like tortilla chips and like shredded cheese and then like put them in the microwave.
Yes.
Like
Absolutely.
ghetto
Absolutely.
nachos.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What if you did that with Doritos? Just saying.
This is definitely a munchies angle.
I don't even like Doritos, but yes.
If you're stuck in the couch eating cheese Doritos, make sure you're watching Fubo TV. Get with Fubo TV today. You can go to fubo.com/DNVR or use the QR code on screen. With that DNVR link, you get 15% off your first month of Fubo Pro. Guess what? Tonight's game was a pain in the ass to actually watch for the Avalanche. You know where it wasn't hard to find? Fubo. They've got you covered. They'll go out there. They'll make sure you're watching your Avs, your Nuggets, whatever it might be. Fubo take care of you. All right? They've got Colorado sports. They've got everything you need. Over 140 different channels. So whether it's movies, television shows, sports, whatever it might be. FuboTV.com/DNVR. Get signed up today. Also, I don't know what I'm allowed to say, but little birdie told me keep an eye out for a DNVR channel.
It'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be all right. Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast.
Actually, I'm thirsty.
Dude, we really do have a lot of drinks on this table.
You guys are out of control.
Do you know how much caffeine we needed today, guys? Like, we had to be in studio hours before just for reasons. And so
Yeah,
everybody's very tired.
we've all been here for over 8 hours.
So that's why there is a lot of caffeine and drinks on set.
I like that guy came in, asked where Megan was, and then left.
I know,
Just the
right?
bummers tonight.
That was-
buddy.
Just the bummers tonight there, buddy.
Ultimate Megan and the Bummers vibe right there. That was awesome.
Second period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. We kind of talked out the forwards. Are there other forwards you guys really wanted to touch on tonight, or are you comfortable here? I mean, we can talk about the negatives too if you want. Weird usage. And I don't want to nail this RyJo thing home too much, but they put him out multiple times on the penalty kill to take faceoffs, and he lost them. Not great.
Yeah, so I'm going to skip over the RyJo thing just because there's nothing to add.
I'm comfortable with that.
He's not very good, and Jared Bednar knows this.
The situation is established.
Exactly. I think the things that, funny enough, Kiviranta, Johansson, and Cogliano as a trio did well.
Yep.
But in our pregame, we talked about there's no William Karlsson.
Sure.
And that's always kind of been their like.
You can't get out depth tonight because they don't have those guys.
Well, like that's like their like max stopper. It's never been Jack Eichel.
Yep.
That dude. It's tough to throw Mark Stone out there and be like, go stop Nathan McKinnon. Like that's a tough ask.
Yeah.
And tonight you saw what happened with Colorado's top line.
I mean,
with Drouin, McKinnon, and Rantanen, they had a 5v5 tonight. They played 15 minutes and 51 seconds together, and they outshoot Vegas 14-3. The shots on goal.
That's dominant.
Not shots on shot attempts. Shot attempts 21-10. 14-3. Vegas finished with 25 shots. 3 of them happened against Colorado's top line. 14 of Colorado's shots happen with their top line on the ice. Furthermore, scoring chances were 12-3.
Pretty good.
I mean, you're talking about getting the holy shit kicked out of you by Colorado's top line. That's what William Karlsson means to Vegas. So don't overlook the fact that they did not have that guy, because he is a vital part of them being successful in a playoff run. He was healthy and he was gigantic for them in their cup run last year. Their best players are not good enough on their own to do something, to have another cup run. They have to have a guy like a William Karlsson be in that lineup.
Yep.
He is that important to them. You talk about the importance of 2C. It is more important for teams that do not have a Nathan McKinnon or Mikko Rantanen on their top line to have a good second line center. William Karlsson is one of the best. Not having him was enormous, and tonight we really, really saw why. Because once Jack Eichel got off the ice, there's not a lot for Vegas' offense to do out there. There's just not much going on. You talk about, the importance of depth and this and that. That guy ties their forward line together.
Yep. And the Avs guys, we always talk about, well, if the top guys don't do it, well, and shit, that's how they're built.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then we're going back to that point with their back end. Right. So there's a big difference. And I think Vegas right now, I'll say it again, not because he's French. I'm never afraid to say it. Will Carrier is the best fourth line guy in the league, in my book. And I've been saying this for years. He proved me right.
It's true.
He proved me right in that cup run last year. And when he's not there, no offense to anybody that's on the fourth line or whatever it is, but it's just a different team. And that's how they won. We just touched on it there with their 4 lines and obviously William Karlsson and things like that. So when you're missing pieces like that, their identity is taken away. Where the Avs, they're not missing Mikko. They're not missing Nate. Yeah. You can still play to your identity.
I mean, look,
right?
if there's one team in the NHL that should have no sympathy for the defending Cup champs having injury troubles, it's the Colorado Avalanche.
That's right. I'm with you. I'm not defending. I'm saying but that's the difference. That's what you see when your identity's taken away and there's a different team. You know what I mean? And that's all I'm saying. I don't feel pity for anybody. I don't feel bad. I'm just reading something. That's fine. I love Dermy. I do. I will never disrespect Dermy. But Will Carrier is, for me, the definition of a fourth liner. And I just feel that. And William Karlsson's been, since the opening season of the Golden Knights, for me, has been. And there's a reason he's still there, right? He's part of the Misfits, and he's still there.
Great at what he does.
Because he's an important part of their team. You know what I mean? So, I don't feel pity. Yeah, I don't feel pity. No, I don't. I'm like you, Rudo. I don't. I mean, it's life. I never would feel pity. I felt bad for what's his name there, Hallmark last night doing that shootout. Boy, I tell you, not the shootout, but in overtime when 2 minutes to go and the guy goes down, he can't get up. You gotta feel bad, you know. But yeah,
You feel bad for the person, not the team.
no, not exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
So just to follow up on this, with no William Karlsson out there, the Avs matched up McKinnon against Chandler Stevenson primarily, and that went as you would expect.
That worked.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep. They tore him up. They tore up Mark Stone. Jack Eichel actually did like fine against them. Like they broke even. So
Yeah.
But that's when you're breaking even in a limited role, and he's completely dominant. McKinnon is completely dominating the rest of your lineup. You have a huge problem, and not to make this like, Vegas didn't have William Karlsson, therefore they couldn't keep up or whatever. But it goes to show you that importance. Since we talk about that 2C thing in Colorado every day, that's why. And for the Avs to do this also without the defensive guys that they didn't have in the lineup, and to have such a strong defensive game against them, I think this last week was a little bit of a shot across the bow of everybody of like, a lot of people want to say, oh, the Avs can't do this and about what the Avs can't do. The Avs just went 3-1 against Dallas, Florida, Boston, and Vegas.
Not bad.
That was a murderer's row. And we were like, hey, if they go 2-2, and they went 3-1, and the one game they lose, you were 4-4 in the third period before
was far from a gimme.
Yeah. It took a 2-minute 5-on-3 for the wheels to fall off in that game. Like you were very, very close to at least getting into an overtime in that game. So you have to feel, I'm just saying, you have to feel awfully good. This 10-game segment, now 2-0.
I do want to transition to the Avs defense tonight, and I want to do this. Well, actually, no. Let me rephrase, because chat was talking about Curtis McDermott winning a faceoff today. Do you know, trivia question.
Yeah.
Do you know the Avs currently active roster leading faceoff guy who's taken more than one faceoff?
More than one?
Yep. This is according to NHL.com, and I'll be honest, I don't know if I trust these stats, so just throwing it out there.
One face-off.
More than one face-off.
I'm going to go Mikko.
It's not Mikko.
It's gonna be something weird, isn't
Devontae's.
it? Yeah, it's gonna be something.
It's not Taves.
No.
Is it a defenseman?
It is.
What? I don't know, man.
Allegedly, according to NHL.com,
It's gonna be Jack Johnson.
Sam Girard has won 3 of 4 faceoffs in his career.
Oh, in his career.
Oh, I thought you meant this
No,
year.
no,
me too.
I thought this year. Oh, I was like, Sam Girard's taking 3 faceoffs this year?
Why would you do that?
Oh.
3-on-3, maybe?
Yeah,
That's
it has
funny,
to be
man.
3-on-3.
That's a good one.
Yeah, forward gets tossed out, and
Yeah.
somebody's got to take it. Oh, I mean, it makes sense. You put the little guy in there. He's got the leverage advantage.
Gets underneath.
Yeah, he's used to being down there all the time. That's actually pretty fun.
Thought that was a fun fact. Wanted to use it to transfer to the talk about the defense. I don't think there's a ton of standout stuff about the Avs defense tonight, but I want to talk about the third goal. Logan O'Connor, sure, he gets lucky on a deflection from Vegas into their own net, but that play does not happen without a fantastic shift from Caleb Jones. Not once, but twice, keeps a puck in that has no business still being in the zone. And that allows the Avs depth to continue to cycle, roll in the offensive zone, and ultimately score that goal. It honestly feels by the day that you get more and more confident in the Avs defensive depth.
And when you make a play like that,
Yeah.
like you said, it gives you confidence. You're participating in the goals for, right? You're on the ice. It's a good feeling. Trust me. You don't have to score the goal like you said, but he knows he did a good job there on that play. It's fun when, the 5 guys get together and they tap each other's helmet. Like you're like, hey, I was part of this. It's awesome. It does. It's a confidence booster. But I cut you off. But go ahead. But I just think that it's, again, he's getting a chance to play more than just once every 8 games right now, like he did earlier. So the more you play, the easier you feel. Not the easier, the better you feel. Makes the game easier. And I think you saw that tonight with him.
I don't have a lot to add. I mean, it's just a really impressive group right now.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel, you're not looking, just historically speaking, you're not looking at one of those guys going, when are the wheels going to come off? Like, Jack Johnson's kind of just who Jack Johnson is at this point. He's been steadily the same guy his entire Colorado tenure.
Even if you don't like it, you know it.
You know what the limitations are. You know what the positives are. You know what the negatives are. Also, the guy posts every day. He's always in your lineup. He's immune to sickness, apparently. He's never hurt. Like Jack Johnson posts. And that's, I think, for a sixth defenseman,
Yeah.
You know, Sam Malinsky, not as good as he was in the last game, but by no means bad.
No.
Caleb Jones, strong. Certainly that play is going to stand out, but you have to feel pretty good about it. Caleb Jones very quietly just strings together solid performances. It's not sexy. What I do like is that he seems to get what the Avs want to do offensively. He jumps in. You see him attack. You see him forecheck. He's not afraid to get involved and activate, and that's just a staple of what Avalanche defensemen have to do in order to stick around, unless you're Jack Johnson. You see when Josh Manson got here, he didn't get it. And it's why it looked bad, because he was trying to play like he had been playing in Anaheim his entire career. And then as soon as it clicked for him, you saw him jumping into the play and getting more involved. And when he's been healthy, he's been a really good Av.
Yeah.
And you know, Sam Girard is Sam Girard. Everybody has already decided how they feel about Sam Girard, so I'm not going to take any time there. He just continues just cruising right along. Is he as good offensively as I would like in terms of his production? No. But defensively, the guy is aces. I mean, he's a second pairing defender. He's going to lose physical battles, but he's really good with that stick. He's really, really solid and reliable, dependable, good PK guy. Just helps your club in a lot of ways that you want guys to help in. And you know, that top pairing, Cale Makar has a quiet stretch of games, and Devon Taves has been otherworldly good.
Yep.
He shadows David Pasternak during the Boston game. Chews him up. David Pasternak got free of Devon Taves for 4 minutes in Arizona, scored a goal.
Funny how that works.
Yeah, and Devon Taves is once again exceptional tonight.
But
just great.
But I'll add this too, because I got to add it. Give kudos to when you're missing two of basically your top four guys, and guys are coming in, guys with not a lot of, well, Caleb Jones got more, but he's bounced around. He's never really been stable anywhere. Now you're seeing a little bit of stability from him in his game. I'm talking about not from being in one spot. I'm talking about stability in his game. Then you got Malinsky that does not have a lot of NHL experience. And then you have guys that, you know, step up their game, and Jack Johnson, and, you know, like Jack's big guy. I got to give kudos to Nolan Pratt and the crew, and even Schneekloth down in the American League, and the coaching staff down there, because that's the reason you have an affiliate team, right?
Yeah.
So you have to have a team where if there is injuries, guys get called up, and you got to come and deliver. And you're talking about, you know, not the 30th place team in the NHL. You're talking about a team aspiring to win the Stanley Cup.
Right now,
So-
the third place team in the NHL.
And the stakes are high. The stakes are high. So you can't just learn on the job and say, it's okay. You know, the NHL is not this. You know, the NHL is like, do the job or you're out. I mean, we saw it with, you know, Tufty earlier. And I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's just the way it is.
Just the reality of the
There's
business.
no time to wait. It's not like, it's like, what can you do for me today?
There are
That's life.
28 teams in the league right now that are trying to win right now.
Well, and when you look at the teams that do have that kind of culture, Ottawa and Buffalo, where are they?
Yeah.
Everybody loves them every single year. This is the year. This is the year.
Speak
This is
for
the year.
yourself.
Come on. You know what I'm talking about.
I know.
But kudos to those guys. I mean,
Yeah.
we talk a lot about Bednar all the time, which is normal. He's the head coach, right? But you're only as good as the people that surround you. And I think Nolan Pratt is a name you don't hear a lot. And, you know, was a low-key player.
Yeah.
He's very low-key behind the back. You don't see him swinging his arms. You know, I mean, it's very, you don't see him screaming at practice. You know, but I'll tell you one thing. Those Ds have a very structured game. And it's fun to watch.
You look at,
You know,
some of the talent that Nolan Pratt has helped usher into the NHL. Zach Werenski
Sure.
in Columbus. Gets hired, comes here.
Yeah.
obviously Cale Makar is like a gift, right? Like,
Yeah.
oh, that we're going to give Nolan Pratt credit for that, but has made him better. That guy's game has continued to improve. Sam Girard is one of them. Devon Taves got here.
He came top 10D in the world.
His game went up another level.
Yeah.
But you look down, and I think what's more impressive is you look down in the lineups. They get a different look out of Josh Manson. That's good scouting. It's good coaching. You get
Ryan Graves.
Ryan Graves. How many of those types of guys?
Yeah.
The Avs have gotten games out of Keaton Middleton and Dan Renouf and Andreas Englund and
Renouf.
Ryan Graves and so many of these guys. Kyle Burrows.
Yep.
How many of these guys have ended up going on and being guys that play in the NHL elsewhere when they leave Colorado because they used their time in Colorado as a jumping off point? The coaching that they got helped their career take it to a different level. Patrick Nemeth, another guy. It was a waiver claim. Mark Barberio, a waiver claim. Their greatest NHL success comes in Colorado.
Well,
there's something to be said. It's not all Jared Bednar. It's not all Nolan Pratt. They work together awfully well. And they have had, now you're talking a near decade-long track record of success of getting top guys, middle guys, and bottom guys all to play the best hockey of their lives under them. You're seeing this when the Avs lose Bowen Byram and Josh Manson. There's a reason none of us lose our minds.
yeah.
For whatever reason. Whatever it is that they do, they have consistently gotten results out of their 6th, their 7th, their 8th, their 9th. Brad Hunt, another guy.
There you go, yeah.
They have gotten results out of those guys that may not have done anything elsewhere, but here, that team survives. Some of that is structure for sure, but it's a huge testament to that coaching staff, to Pratt and Bednar both, that they just keep getting by with the Caleb Joneses of the world, like a good, solid rotational D player who rolls in and dominates Vegas.
Yep.
Okay.
That's earned some vitamin W here. You got chat. You got us to well over 100 likes. Thank you very much. We got our winners shots here. So cheers, boys. A good win. A shutout win against Vegas. That's kind of impeachable.
Unimpeachable?
Yeah, that one.
The second one.
Certainly Alexander Georgiev's play. Unimpeachable tonight. Before we get to that, though, we are brought to you by Breckenridge Brewery, the official beer of DNVR. You can go get yours, 8 different kinds on tap down at the DNVR bar, but they're also available in all 50 states. Head on over to breckbrew.com. Use the Breck Beer Locator to find it at a liquor store near you. Dozens of flavors. They've got something for everybody. And then go get yourself, not on the midnight snacks list, but, for actual proper dinner, some Snarfs. Bunch of different locations here in Colorado. Bunch of delicious sandwiches to choose from. Whatever ingredients you like, Snarfs has you covered. They're bread, home baked for themselves. Absolutely delicious stuff. You can't go wrong with a Snarf sandwich. Go check them out.
I love their logo. Logo's the best.
It's yep. I don't know anything about logos. We've covered this before. I think the worst hockey logos are the best ones. So I will refrain from comment. But I do love a Snarf sandwich in my stomach. So go get yourself a bunch of different locations and some Snarf burger locations if burgers are more your thing. Third period of the DNVR Avalanche podcast. Oh, wait, I forgot. No, I did it right. Sometimes I do it right. Look, I don't want to get ahead of myself because I feel like we've had a couple of false starts through this stretch with Alexander Georgiev. But eventually it stops being false starts and it starts just being good play.
It just starts being starts.
Yeah, exactly. The third period and onward of the game against Boston, fantastic.
Pretty good before then. I mean, I don't love the goals against and all, but he keeps him in that game.
I mean, sure. I don't want to argue this. It's just you look at the stat box and you see an 800.
I hear you, man.
Tonight he posts 1,000.
Yeah. Take that.
Nothing to say. There is no downside that you can find in this
What up,
game.
haters?
Exactly right.
No, listen, I'm his biggest defender. You guys know that. And, lately I've been probably his biggest critique, right? I mean, it's just not critique, but critic. Still a French word, but
I was going to say it's a very French way to say critic.
But you got to say it the right way. But tonight he was fine. I mean, I don't think he was the busiest guy on the ice, but it's all big. We're talking about the Avs, play, right? We thought there was a fantastic game but he made the saves he had to make, and
this was not him stopping 10 of 11 against San Jose. 25 save shutout against Vegas.
That's a real hockey game.
That's what I'm saying. It's just
that's the real deal.
It's perfect. Hey, listen, he does that every night. There's gonna be in good shape. He won't be at 900, and he won't be on his goals against will be really low, and the Avs will win the cup. If they shut out every team every night. So tonight he did what he had to do, and I think that it's a builder for him. It's a confidence builder, and keep going now. Now you're gonna get on the road, right? Get to practice a lot, but
the funny thing is, more than it just being a confidence builder for himself, it's a confidence builder for the team in front of him, right?
Yeah.
We talk a lot about how when your goalie is letting in goals, the team in front of you, subconsciously, they change the way they play.
Just go back to last game. Listen, we were in studio, and it's 3-3 right after, and you could hear the gasp out of the Ball Arena, and we're not even there. That fourth one was a dagger, and there's always a guy or two on a team that they don't have that quiet inner voice, So on the bench one, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like what was that? You know what I mean? It just deflates you.
Yeah.
It does. And then they have that veteran leadership. They have that championship mentality. They come back and draw in, your boy there, Picasso. No, Shakespeare. Shakespeare makes a big play, and it's 4-4. And then obviously they run into that bad luck, right, with the 5-on-3 and the puck in the stands. Mm-hmm. Whatever. I mean, that's kind of what. But again, it shouldn't have gone to that. But what I'm saying is a goal like that. Mike, what? Move Mike over 6 feet. 6 feet.
Inches.
6 inches. Let's move Mike over. All right. Anyway, see, I can read. It's better. But yeah, those goals are tough. They're tough ones. They're tough ones. They kill you as a team. They do, and it's just not healthy. It's not, because the bench becomes negative, and then that's your job as a head coach. You probably have to rein people back in. Okay, boys, that's enough. Let's go. Come on. We're going to be fine. Don't let something like this, bug you. It's an emotional game. So those things are, but tonight it didn't happen. And that's why we're not talking about that. But when it does happen, it's a fact. They're deflators.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of those deflators this year. And tonight, let's not be negative, because it didn't happen, right? So that's awesome. Now they're going to hit the road. There's not a lot of practice on the road. There's not. So I think he's going to get his fair share of games on this road trip.
Yep.
And
seems likely.
Yeah. And again, tomorrow, I know they got practice, and then they got the Mile High Gala, whatever. And then Friday, no practice, go back east, flying against the grain, right? In the 2 hours. I wouldn't be surprised not to see him tomorrow on the ice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm hoping it's like, hey, take Friday off, and see you at morning skates Saturday morning in Toronto, right? Or Toronto, yeah.
Yeah, it's Toronto.
So, I think he'll be fine. This was a big win for him, for the team, and a confidence builder. When you get a big goal like that, you can't ask for more, right? So
yeah,
it's not fully there yet. I'm not going to pretend like one good stretch against some good teams means that the Avs are the team to beat in the NHL at this moment. But after the last handful of games, it's a whole lot easier to see the path to where the Avs want to be.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about these 10-game segments and stuff. Their last 10-game segment was 7-2-1.
Yep.
This one's 2-0.
Pretty good.
You're now 9-2-1 over that stretch.
Yeah.
And I understand that those losses, the 3 losses especially, are all their own little unique frustrations.
You're still playing 800 hockey, man.
But there are 3 out of 12 that we're talking about as losses. We just can't overblow that. This is a really good hockey team, and it's led by some of the best players in the world playing some of the best hockey they ever have.
Yep.
Yeah.
And if they get an Alexander Georgiev that just locks it in and is like, hey, we're back to 2 or 3 every night, not this 4, 5, 6 stuff.
Gonna be a hard team to beat, man.
They're going to be a really, really hard out. They've been a hard out anyway.
Yep.
Teams have built multi-goal leads on them and watched them just evaporate. This is a really good hockey team, and you see them, what you saw tonight, the first period's okay. Like, I think it's good.
Yeah.
It's good,
It's
and
not
then
the A game.
they get the late goal,
Yep.
and then you see an awesome second period. They put the hammer down in the second period, and then to start the third, it's the same thing. The Avs let up when it got to 3-0.
Sure. There were also 10 minutes left in the game.
Exactly. So you start to see Vegas finally gets their footing when the Avs are like, we got this. This is one.
Yep.
And, they are a really impressive hockey team. And their third period prowess continues to impress me quite a bit. It is very, very good. Their ability to put some teams away, their ability to erase leads, it has been really, really good.
And Ben and I talked about it this morning at his presser that we saw in the pregame, right?
Yeah.
The third period Avs that we always talk about, than he was talking about, kind of like what we talk about. So he's seen the same.
Well, we know he
thing.
listens to the show.
Yeah, he does. It's in his ears.
It's
like it's not his. It's Prater's ear, and then he tells him what we're saying.
Yeah.
It's not just the third period Avs. It's the home ice Avs, right?
Yeah, exactly.
This is a team that is, what is it, 18-5 now? They have built that reputation at home. And I get they haven't been great on the road. Yeah, whatever. That's a problem that you have to solve. But at home,
You're going on the road.
every team that comes into Ball Arena now is going, oh, boys, these guys always play well on this ice. We might have a tough one tonight.
Would you rather be 500 on the road and dominant at home, or pretty good at both?
I'm gonna go dominant. That's me.
If you're good enough in the regular season to make sure that you're hosting every playoff series,
That's
it.
good enough. Yeah.
that's a good formula.
But that was I'm older. I say it all the time. Avalanche 1.0. That was the formula. Be a dominant team at home, and then be 500 on the road, and you're gonna finish probably first in your division, which was always the case, right? We did 9 in a row, right? So, and then attacking the playoffs. That was the formula.
Worked
So
pretty
you're
well.
bang on. Yeah, it worked pretty well.
Won 2 Stanley Cups, went to the Western Conference Finals,
82
5 out of
times.
7 times.
82 times.
Not bad hockey right
Yeah,
there.
right?
We do have one super chat to get to here as we're winding down. $5 from 10 Cool Facts. It says, talk about how good Chu Chu's deal looks this year, plus how good the fourth line looked tonight. And obviously the Nichushkin deal is making the Avs front office once again look like geniuses.
Last year, you worried about it.
Sure.
The ankle didn't really come around. He had a good regular season, not great, but there were a lot of concerns about, oh man, is he ever going to be able to get back to that level?
Yep.
Then obviously the postseason is just a disaster for him. And then,
And now he's been a monster all year.
yeah. So these things, it was what, an 8-year deal? Like, we're in year 2.
Yeah. Long way
There's
to go.
such a long way to go to decide if that's a good deal or not a good deal. But when you are talking about cost efficiency in your roster, you're
In this
getting
moment, yeah.
right now you're getting like a 45-point player out of Jonathan Drouin. You're getting what appears to be for $800K.
Yep.
Right now you have what is on pace to be a 40-goal scorer in Val Nichushkin for $6 million.
Not bad.
You have the highest paid player in the league, also in contention to win the
Absurd
Hart
pace.
Trophy. So that's pretty good too. You have a Mikko Rantanen that is just casually on pace for 100 points of his own, making $9 million.
Yep.
You're talking the cost efficiency for the Avs roster right now is there. It's not perfect. Obviously, the Ryan Johansson thing is a problem. Ross Colton is a little bit below where he really, really should be. Everybody else, though, was either where they ought to be or exceeding expectations in terms of how much money they make.
The genius move was to bring Val.
in the first place.
That first
yeah.
year that he was
One of many, many, many guys whose value has gone up in Colorado and
crazy.
seen them get paid.
I would have never seen that one coming. I can tell you, like, not a chance.
Look, when they made that move, I hated it.
Oh, buddy,
hated
my
it.
eyebrows right. Like, what? Oh, he was at 100 game. Yeah.
Yeah,
He had 0 goals in, I think it was 57 games for the Stars that year, and 10 assists. He got bought out.
Yeah, I know.
It was a nightmare. Like, what the hell is this? And
and now he's the train.
yeah, I mean, he's also used as like, oh, look at this reclamation project. You know, like that guy was down and out.
Oh, totally.
At least with Jonathan Drouin, you were like, hey, look, when he was healthy, there were plenty of solid seasons in his career.
Yeah.
When he was healthy and was, able to play, and he didn't have all the off ice stuff going on, like.
Val was much more, this is your last chance in the NHL.
Yeah, Val was like the team that drafted you and like danced around with the Russia thing with you, just paid money for you to go away.
Yeah.
Man, they've got to hate that they have to go and spend money on guys every year to try and keep up
Replace
with
him. Yeah.
keep up with Val Nichushkin
But
being
to
in
their
Colorado.
defense, I always say it, like Sam Bennett in Calgary or whatever. Sometimes it just takes going away somewhere else. Like, it's not going to work in that place.
Yeah.
To Dallas, Jim Nill's defense. You know what I mean? Like, it's not. Your point's valid. I mean, all our points are valid. But I'm saying Sam Bennett wasn't going to be what he is in Florida today. I know he's hurt right now, but unless you go somewhere else.
Yeah.
You get a fresh start.
The other Sam in Florida that's
Yeah,
destroyed
exactly.
right now.
Reinhart,
Sam
exactly.
Reinhart has
Same thing.
really turned up.
Sometimes it's weird. It's just the way it works.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't work, and then it just keeps not working, and you just got a fresh start somewhere else. It's not a complicated formula. It works for a lot of us in a lot of aspects of our lives.
It's life.
I need a new job. I need to move. I need I need a new significant other. Whatever it might be, where it's like sometimes this stuff just stops working, and you just gotta get a different start.
And right now, any way you chop it for the Avs, you feel good. Last 11, they're 8-2-1. Since the new year, they're 4-1. You look at every single part of their roster, and you feel like it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah. I mean, you're even getting like, it's been really overlooked because of all the other stuff this year that we've talked about. Like, Freddie Olofsson is a good fourth line center right now.
Sure. Can continue to play 10 minutes a night or whatever it is.
You've gotten 40. The only thing you're looking at Freddie Olofsson, like, God damn it, man, is he just sucks at faceoffs. Yeah. Sucks at them. There was like a 7-game stretch where I was like, ooh, it's getting better. And then it stopped getting better. and why is Ryan Johansson taking faceoffs on the PK?
Can't win one. Yeah.
Because he doesn't trust Freddie Olofsson to do it. He doesn't want to, and you have to try and find value while you still have Ryan Johansson.
Yeah.
You've got to try and find something that he can do for you.
So far, it has not been PK faceoffs, but
And honestly, like, that line was okay tonight.
yeah, I really didn't have any problem with RyJo's play. Obviously, you would like him to produce, of course, but it's not like he's out there killing the Avs.
Yeah, there were a couple of plays, but when you only play, we ended up like
less
10
than
minutes,
10
man.
minutes,
Yeah. Those plays really stick out when you play 10 minutes. When you play 22, it's like, play 22 minutes. Come on.
In RyJo's defense, it's hard to ask a guy to generate on a top 6 level when you're playing him with Yoel Kiviranta and Andrew Cogliano.
Yeah.
Yeah.
RyJo has his own problems there, but also
True.
context matters.
Yeah, the thing that you see that you saw with Ross Colton that earned him moving up in the lineup is playing next to Logan O'Connor, playing next to Miles Wood.
Yep.
He was driving a lot of things. There was a lot happening around him that he's at the center of, right? And that's where it's like, all right, let's move him up. Let's give him other looks. And what happens? Guy has 2 wonderful scoring chances tonight. He just needs to bury some of these.
Yep.
Now, what I say in the pregame 11 games, tonight would be 12 games now since his last goal. Like, you got to start getting some production there. It's starting to be a problem.
Totally fair point. That's all I really have, and I would like to get out of here before tomorrow. So unless you guys have any final thoughts.
No, I just want AJ to get ready tomorrow I got some questions on Winnipeg. I do. I'm just starting to get.
All
Just
right.
looking at my rearview mirror. You know what I mean? I'm just like, I should look in front actually because
They are a point ahead right now.
You know what I'm saying?
With games in hand.
You know, I just yeah. My expression didn't work there, but you know what I mean. Yeah, I got some questions, and you too. I mean, I'm just saying. I said AJ because I always say it's his favorite team. It's a joke, inside joke.
No, the Avs are Captain America yelling on your left in Winnipeg right now. That's what's happening.
All right.
No,
You think so?
I do.
Well,
When
They
because
have
you
to lose
called
first.
you guys called Vegas's dip, which it's happening.
mm-hmm.
You
a
called
little more
somebody
extreme than I
else's-
thought.
Who else's dip you called?
You knew Los Angeles was going
LA,
to calm
sorry,
down.
LA,
It was
yeah.
just not sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, and right
But
now
I-
you're looking at Vancouver and Winnipeg going, it's coming.
Mm-hmm.
I guarantee you it's coming.
Comes for everybody.
All right.
Yeah, it comes for everybody. You have a 5-5 stretch, and what happens? A whole lot of that. You have a 5-5 stretch. You better hope that the team chasing you doesn't have a 9-1 at the same time.
Because they go bye-bye.
Yeah,
if that happens.
that cushion that you built up. See you.
Yep.
All right.
We'll talk about it tomorrow because
All right.
I know all about these damn Jets.
Final thing here. I got a pick of the week for you for DraftKings Sportsbook. You guys kind of touched on it. You are watching Nathan MacKinnon play the best hockey of his career. He just extended his home game point streak to 23 games. Ties the franchise record for Joe Sakic. If Nathan MacKinnon doesn't win the Hart this year, he's never going to. So I'm putting my money on it. I'm taking Nathan MacKinnon to win the Hart as my pick for DraftKings.
I like that.
I put it on there when he was plus 1,000. So
Seems unlikely he's still there.
yeah, I'm assuming it's lower now. I haven't actually checked, but
Only had 1 point tonight though, so
Yeah.
Stinks.
then maybe it's a good time to get in on it.
Yeah.
He's only got 66 points in 41 games, 42 games.
That one assist was bullshit. He got it on a
He missed the
That
net on a
shot.
shot. Yeah.
hits the outside of the post.
Bum
on a
confirmed.
Empty net
Yeah.
is overrated trash.
That's where my money's going on this season for the Avs. Get over with DraftKings. Put that money down on McKinnon to win the Hart or any other bet you're feeling. You can do any hockey bet right now with them when you sign up with a new account and use code DNVR and get $200 in bonus bets. So jump on it. Go over to DraftKings today, download the app, use the DNVR code to sign up and get in on all of the action. Excuse me. Of course, with DraftKings, you must be 21 or older and physically located in Colorado. Please gamble responsibly. DraftKings would also like to let you know that if you have a gambling problem, you can call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. And in Connecticut, help is available at 888-789-7777 or ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction, void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.com/hockey for eligibility and deposit restrictions, terms, and responsible gaming resources. NHL and the NHL Shield are registered trademarks of the National Hockey League. Copyright NHL 2024, all rights reserved.
I know I reserve all my rights.
Of the
Are
dragon
you a
head?
sovereign citizen?
Exactly. I am a sovereign citizen.
Oh, God.
I am not allowed to be arrested.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Y'all keep saying that, but I just don't believe you.
It hasn't worked for a hockey player with the refs yet, so.
That just would be the funniest. Sir, I am a sovereign citizen. I cannot be called for hooking. Please. I will not be making my way to the box. You are incorrect.
We need Angley at law to do this case.
Hold this down. Yeah.
We're out of here for the night. Hope y'all have a good evening and enjoyed the pod and the game. If you miss us, as always, you can catch us on Spotify or whatever your favorite podcasting platform is. That's it. We're back tomorrow for another off day show. Should be a fun one. We got top 5 tomorrow. Yeah, we'll do a top 5 of something tomorrow. Keep it tuned in there. We appreciate y'all, and we will talk to you in the next one.
We all silly like the mayor.